chip this. Hello, my name is Mario So and welcome to another video. Today we'll continue to talk about the Sony a7 IV and some very exciting secrets that have just been released. Let's go. So I hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing for other videos similar to this one. I also create behind the scenes on different shoots that I do and product videos. If that's something you think you'll be into, hit the subscribe button now. That'll be greatly appreciated. And if you're already subscribed, thank you again so much for coming back yet again. All right, so a couple of weeks ago, I released a video talking about the Sony a7 IV and some rumors about some features that were coming to this camera. And just a couple of days ago, Sony Alpha Rumors revealed yet another bomb. So first of all, I'm just going to go over quickly some of the things that we already knew and I talked about in that other video. There are other things that I talked about as well in that video about how you might be wrong about the Sony a7 IV. If you haven't watched that video, you can check it out right here. And at the end of the video, I'll be talking about the potential release date for this camera. And according to the source at Sony Alpha Rumors, there are 99.999 something percent that this date is correct. So stay watching till the end when we talk about the potential release date. So some of the rumors that we already know about this camera are the 33 megapixel sensor, the dual SD card CF Express card slots. We know that will have 5.5 stops of IBIS and active stabilization. They'll have the same body and design as the Sony a7 III, and that means that it will have a fully articulating screen. It also have the same heatsink as the Sony a7 III and a new menu system, the same one in the Sony a7 III. Some of the newer rumors are that this camera is going to have 15 stops of dynamic range, an improved EVF, and an improved LCD. And the last video also said that this camera is rumored to have 4K 30 oversampled from 7K. Sorry if you see a slight change in lighting. I'm right in front of a bit window over here, so the lighting keeps changing. All right, so now let's talk about two things that are potentially going to shake up the market for the Sony full frame cameras, in my opinion. One of the new rumors that we have just heard just yesterday at the time of the recording of this video is that this camera will have 4K 60 oversampled from 4.8K, and it will also have Super 35 mode. So this is great news for anyone who was hoping for this camera to have 4K at 60 frames per second. Even though you can't get 120 frames per second yet, at least you get 60 frames per second in 4K, and that's a very big welcome to this camera. And you'll still get 240 frames per second in HD, which is really neat as well. Another big thing about this camera that I did not think it would have is that it says, according to this rumor, is that it will have 10-bit 422. Which is insane. If they give us 10-bit 422 internally, I am not sure exactly what's going to happen to the Sony a7 III. In my previous video was saying how Sony might not give this to us on the Sony a7 IV because the Sony a7 III was already there and it had that. And if this is really true, I can see the a7 IV being the new flagship mirrorless full frame camera, especially at a rumor price point of $2,499, which is about $1,000 cheaper than the Sony a7 III. This is a major rumor, and I think this is really going to change up the game of Sony mirrorless cameras. If this is really true, I can see a lot of people jumping back into the a7 series or even just getting an a7 IV either as a main camera or as a B camera companion to the a7 III. Or for many hybrid shooters, if you're shooting photos and videos, I can see a lot of people jumping into the a7 IV. So this is definitely exciting news. And if that's the case, this is going to be a very fierce competition to the Canon R6. So the last tidbit I have for you guys is about the launch date. When is this camera coming out? So according to the rumors, it's coming out this month in October, to be exact, October 21st, which is only a couple of weeks away, and I'm super excited to see what this camera is finally going to bring. They also say that this launch date is pending chip supply, and it might not be a massive release, so they might not have too many models available for purchase right away. So I think it will be more available to the general public later on, early 2022, which is unfortunate, but we're also very close to 2022. And the launch date of October 21st is very probable. So apparently they'll be showcasing that camera at CEA Tech 2021, which is the combined exhibition of advanced technology. So with that October 21st date falling right in the middle of that conference, it's highly probable that the Sony a7 IV will be showcased there and that we'll be able to see first looks on this camera. For all we know, some people may already have this camera in their hands and already have been testing it. So yeah, so that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comments below which feature do you anticipate getting on the Sony a7 IV? And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you're subscribed so that when this camera finally comes out, you can come back and we can geek out about it. So that's it for today. Here are a couple of videos you can check out next, and I'll see you next time.